Do you want a tactic that scores 194 goals across the season, wins trophies left, right and centre, and secures 3.34 goals per game within the league? Of course you do. Welcome to the ultimate 4-3-3. I've been working on this tactic for about 2 weeks now, and finally it's at the stage where it is absolutely dominating. 4 trophies, nearly 200 goals, and honestly, it's something special. If you like this kind of content, make sure you press and subscribe. We're very, very close to 400 now, and let's get there today. Anyways, enough talking, let's get into the video. So what better place to start than with the hardest league in the world, and that is the English Premier Division. And as you can see, we won the league with 95 points with a positive 91 goal difference. Insane, I've never saw it that high before. Mo Salah top scored with 35. Trent Alexander-Arnold got the most average rating with 7.98. He also got the most assists with 17. And Mo Salah finished with 10 man of the matches. So domestically, this tactic dominates. And since it dominates domestically, it also won both domestic cups. The Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and then we went global. We went international, we went European, and we won the Champions League as well. So this tactic is officially a quadruple tactic. So let's have a little look at the team then, and as you can see, there are goals spread all the way throughout the squad. Mo Salah top scored with 54 goals, Luis Diaz got 25, Firmino got 22, Van Dijk got 16. Enough likes on this video and I might just release a set piece video, because honestly, if you've been following my Twitter, I've just actually managed to get 19 corner goals within 38 league games. I think I might be onto something there. But as well as the headers, we got Mane getting 14, Jota with 10, and the goals just went all the way through the squad. If you total up all of the goals across the team here, we end up scoring 194 goals. Insane. Insane. Assist wise, it's very similar. Look at all of these assists. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players with 10 or more assists, and 2 with over 20. Not half bad at all. So not only does this tactic score goals, but it creates chances from every position on the pitch. Now these goals came across every competition. You can see that we dominated in the Premier League, scoring 8 goals twice, and then 6, then 5, then 5 against teams who are not too bad. And then when you go to Man United, Van Dijk getting a hat-trick, you know we're onto something special here. 5-1 victory away at Man United. Not only that, but in the Champions League semi-final, we're winning 5-2. We're winning 5-1 in the group stages. And then you look down in the FA Cup semi-final and we're beating Arsenal 4-0. It's clear to say that this tactic is, well, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. It's ridiculous. I know I mentioned it in the intro, but let me just reassure you yet again that this tactic scores 3.34 goals per game. It is one of my highest scoring tactics I've been able to make so far this year. On the newest update, this is the best I've been able to achieve, so I'm happy with it, and hopefully you are too. If you want to try it yourself, the download link will be in the description below, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe too. That would be awesome. One of my favourite stats to look at to see how effective my tactic is to see how many chances we are creating. We managed to create 60 more than Man City. And if you've seen Man City play, you know that that is nothing to be shy about. How many? 222 chances. Insane. So I can hear you asking, GG, we can see it's incredible, but what is the tactic? Well, do not fear. And here we are then. Time for me to show you the tactic. First, we'll go through the team instructions, and then we'll go through the positions and the player roles as well. The mentality is going to be attacking. We want to take the game to the opposition, so we want to be on the front foot. And with the attacking mentality, it quickens the pace as well. So it means that we're moving the ball a lot quicker. In possession, we're going to change the attacking width to wide. We're going to play it as a defence, and we're going to play shorter passing. Alongside that, we're going to have higher tempo. We're going to work the ball into the box. We're going to instruct low crosses, and we are going to encourage the team to be more expressive. In transition, we are going to counter press. We're going to distribute the ball quickly from the goalkeeper, and we are going to give it to our centre backs and our full backs. We want to keep possession, play it short, build it from the back. And with these instructions, we're going to do just that. Out of possession then, we are going to have a much higher line of engagement and a much higher line of defence, as well as making sure our defence force the opposition outside. We are going to incorporate the offside trap. We're also going to trigger press much more often and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. We want them to have very little time on the ball so we can win it back as quick as possible. Now, this is the shape of our 4-3-3 that we're going to employ for this tactic. These rules are not correct, so we'll work our way through them right now, and we'll include the player instructions as we go along. So make sure you watch carefully so you can use this yourself, or alternatively use the download link that will be below. And of course, while you're down there, press subscribe. Thank you very much. So we're going to start with the goalkeeper, and they are going to be a sweeper keeper on defend duty. And the only instruction we're going to add to these is to take fewer risks. We don't want him pumping the ball up the pitch. We want him to keep the ball nice and steadily. Ahead of him, we're going to have 2 ball playing defenders on defend duty. The player instruction we're going to use for both of these is we are going to encourage him to dribble more. The way that the ball playing defender plays this year in this year's FM is that the ball playing defender spends most of his time taking the ball up to the halfway line and finding a pass into the forward's feet. So we want to utilize that as much as we can. We're going to have the ball playing defenders grab the ball, move on up the pitch, which in turn pushes the rest of the team up the pitch, so then we can spend most of our time in the opposition's half. Ahead of the 2 centre backs, we are going to have a defensive midfielder. This time they're going to be on support duty. The reason why we have him on support duty, as if we look down here, the defensive midfielder's main duties are to protect the defensive line from breaking attackers by closing them down quickly and to support the creative midfielders when in possession. Which means he's going to be very, very aggressive winning the ball back, but also when we are on the counter or when we're attacking, he's going to spend most of his time in this midfield third, so he's going to be an extra body that we can build some extra triangles with. A very important role, this one. The player instructions for this role are to dribble less, shoot less often, and to take fewer risks. We want him to be an outlet. We don't want him to be the creative force. We don't want him to be the one who dribbles past everyone. We want him to get the ball, steady the ship, play it short, left and right to bring all the others into play. Wingbacks now, and we're actually going to go inverted for both of them. Inverted wingback on the left, inverted wingback on the right, both on support duty. The instructions are going to be the same on both sides of the pitch. We're going to encourage him to get further forward, dribble more, and most importantly, mark tighter. We want both of our wingbacks to make sure that they are tracking the run of the opposition's winger. And with the mark tighter instruction, they do just that. They forget about their attacking duties as soon as we lose the ball, and then they are instantly running back to mark the winger that will be in this space. Say for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold gets the ball here, he loses it up here, he instantly is going to try and track back to get to his winger, who he's supposed to be marking very, very tightly. And in the match engine, you can see that very clearly. In the middle of the pitch, we are going to have an advanced playmaker on attack, and we're going to have the most overpowered position in this year's FM, central midfielder on attack duty. For the advanced playmaker, we do have a few instructions. We're going to encourage him to get further forward, stay wider, run wide with the ball, and mark tighter. Because he's on that attacking duty, we want to make sure that he's tracking back if we lose it. For the central midfielder on attack, we want to encourage him to stay wider, take more risks, and to mark tighter. Either side of the front 3 then, we are going to have wingers on attack duty. Now don't worry, wingers in this year's FM do not spend their time up and down the wing like an old-fashioned winger. They do tend to drift inside and cause chaos with inside the box. So having wingers on attack does just that. The only thing we're going to do is encourage them to mark tighter. Just in case if the opposition does happen to counter-attack with their wingbacks, the wingers are going to follow them back, track back, making sure we have enough men in the defensive third. And up front, this formation utilizes a false 9. It's a very rarely used position, this one, but the instructions are as follows. We want this player to mark tighter, so again he can track back if needed, and we want to encourage him to roam from position. We want him to take up all the position in this middle of the pitch so we can get it and bring all of the boys into play. Think of Firmino, right? That's what he does. He drops back, gets the ball, and pings out passes left and right and allows the midfield to run on past him. So that is the false 9's job. So with the tactic created, player instructions sorted, team instructions all in there, all it's left to do is to fill the team. And this is what the 11 looks like. And you will notice something strange straight away. Yes, that is Mohamed Salah playing at central midfield on attack. And you might ask, well, why? Why on earth would you play him in midfield when he is the most overpowered striker in the game? Well, he's also really good in central midfield. As a central midfielder on attack, if we just highlight the rules here, everything you need is 15 or above except from the long shots. But what he also has is he has fantastic dribbling and fantastic finishing. And if you've seen the match engine this year, the central midfielder on attack is very often left completely on their own. So it's a very wise move to have your best player in that role. And I mean, when you look at their form, he's played every single game in central midfield here. And in the last 6 games, he's got 1, 3, 4, 6, 7 goals from central midfield. So honestly, it works. 35 and 38 within the league as well. 54 goals all year long from central midfield. Not half bad. So what does this tactic look like in gameplay? Well, let me show you. As you can see, Mane is tracking back against their wing back there to win the ball. And just watch what happens next. We played into Thiago, who is the advanced playmaker, remember. If we have a look at the other positions, we got Trent here as the inverted wing back, and he is bombing forwards. We have Salah, who is completely unmarked because number 15 there, Schlupp, is focused so much so on Alexander-Arnold. And what happens, Thiago, with his passing ability, plays through to Salah. Again, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's not going to miss with that incredible finishing attribute. And that is just one example of how it works. Let me show you another one. So this one actually highlights the role of the winger. If we just pause it here, look at Diaz here. Obviously, the old-fashioned winger would be out on the touchline getting chalk in his boots, but not anymore. The winger instruction is pretty much tied to the forward as well. So they tend to keep the same distance at all times. If we look here, and Mane there, you see the distance between both players? They tend to stay in a very, very equal 3. But I'm sure you can guess what's going to happen next. Salah is going to play a lovely through ball. Diaz is going to pop the finish in. And that is another goal for this tactic. So there we have it then. The ultimate 4-3-3. Quadruple, nearly 200 goals, and every single player played incredibly well. Hopefully you enjoyed what you watched. If you did, please do drop a like, consider subscribing. Remember the download link is in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, come and say hello, let me know how this tactic worked for you. Anyways, I've been GG513, you've been awesome, take it easy, and hopefully I'll see you next time.